Since the founding fathers, the love of the land is something buried deep inside of us. It is our heritage, our history, our passion. And we are its greatest stewards. From the smallest blades of grass to the widest of nature's wonders, this is who we are. This is Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Lending. We find the best loan for your land. Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering. Envision, design, build. Hayden Outdoors, the brand that sells the land. And True Timber, the world's best-selling camo.
Welcome to Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. I'm your host, Alan Treadwell. On this episode, we start in Colorado on a once-in-a-lifetime offering within a national park before we head to New Mexico to check out a one-of-a-kind trophy hunting property, and then it's out to Utah to check out a legacy ranch that's been under the same ownership for over a century. And finally, it's back to Colorado to take a look at a ranch with ideal location and a fantastic combination of excellent soil, water, and hunting opportunities. And while we showcase a few select listings on each episode, Hayden Outdoors has hundreds of properties from coast to coast listed at haydenoutdoors.com. Now let's head down to Florida, where I had the opportunity to meet up with fellow Hayden agent Charlie Ward and visit with the folks down at the Tall Timbers Research Station to find out all about what they do down there. Here comes Charlie. You made it. Man, Charlie is one of our agents, lives down here in southern Georgia, in the Thomasville area. Charlie Ward, he knows the guys at Tall Timber really well, made the introduction to us. Come down here today, get to learn a lot about Tall Timbers, quail management, and we're gonna go on a hunt for science. Charlie?
Yes,
you
sir.
bring your dogs?
I got him.
Got your dog?
Yes, sir.
Well, I appreciate you coming down and gonna run that dog for us.
They're ready.
Yeah, they said there's
You
some
better
birds
be
out.
ready.
We'll see. So Tall Timbers is a historic organization recognized as the home of the study of fire ecology. They're a large proponent of land stewardship and instrumental in protecting the right to prescribed fire. They focus their research on ecology and the management of fire-dependent ecosystems and its wildlife.
Well, Tall Timbers was started in 1958 as really a fire ecology research station, studying the effects of prescribed fire on habitats. But Herbert Stoddard was one of the founders, and he did an early work and the first scientific work on pretty much any wildlife species, and it was the bobwhite. So he was the first time that landowners in this region invested into understanding how to better manage a game species they wanted to have more of.
Herbert Stoddard was really a pioneer of his time in his studies and conservation efforts. And since its early inception in the 50s, Tall Timbers research has evolved through the years, and I stopped by the research lab to hear a little bit more about what they're doing. This will be right here, Game Bird Research Lab. Alex?
Alan, how are you, man?
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the Game Bird Lab.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks for having us down here. Are you going over some numbers?
Yeah, just looking at some of the paper and some of the work that we've been working on lately.
So are these the radio collars you put on? I see some laying there. Is that what goes on the birds?
So this is the radio collar that we put on bobwhite. Basically, it is a necklace style collar, and it just slides right over their head and sits right there where their crop is and imitates a full crop of feed and track their movements as well as their annual and seasonal survival while wearing those.
So we've radio tagged close to 40,000 bobwhite quail from as far away as New Jersey and Texas, Central Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and here. So there's been a radio tagged bird on Tall Timbers ever since 1997. Year round, round the clock. And so we put these little radio tags on, we track them, we know where every nest is they have, we catch and band the chicks, and all that effort, and it's a lot of effort, is so we can understand better the reproduction and survival, what drives quail populations, and then we test that with different management techniques. Does burning big hurt survival or benefit survival? Burning small, frequent? Does supplemental feeding or predator management? How do these things all work so that when a landowner comes and says, should I do X or Y, we're not just guessing. We can say, well, based on 30 years of research, we've consistently shown this is better.
So is these little transmitters here, this is what's sending the signal from here to let you know where the birds are actually at on a property?
So what we'll do is we'll use these to hook into the Yagi, and we're able to track, all of the birds. And as I mentioned, at any given time we may have between 100 and 250 radios on air.
So tell me what you're really wanting to learn by putting those radio collars on the quail.
So one of the things that Tall Timbers is known for is long-term data sets. When it comes to quail research, there's not that much low-hanging fruit anymore. Some of the quail work dates back into the early 1900s with Herbert Stoddard. And so really what we're trying to do is not necessarily answer the big overarching questions, but more along the lines of the fine, minute, smaller scale things that maybe haven't really been investigated yet. Chick survival being one of those. But as I mentioned, the long-term data sets, which come from the radio telemetry, allows us to answer these questions on a more temporal scale, whether that just be survival, habitat use, response to additional management actions, what have you.
So basically the hunt that we're going to do this afternoon is research for Tall Timbers.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Love it. I'm a scientist. After spending a little time in the lab and getting a better understanding of their mission and how all the various technology comes into play, as always, I was anxious to get out in the field and hands-on in a sport that I so desperately love.
This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by True Timber, the world's best-selling camo. Outdoor Lending offers a consultative approach to farm and recreational land lending. With relationships in mind, Outdoor Lending's concierge service matches the lender with the appropriate lending partner. Outdoor Lending, where we find you the best loan for your land. Learn more at outdoorlending.com. At Hayden Outdoors, we truly value our team of professional land brokers and agents. They are knowledgeable individuals, share our love of the land, and are dedicated to excellent work ethics and attention to detail. We are currently seeking experienced land professionals from coast to coast to join the Hayden team. If you believe you're a good fit, please contact us at 866-741-8323. We look forward to hearing from you. This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering. Envision, design, build.
Now let's head to Montrose County, Colorado to check out a property agent Zach Visa has listed, Marbella at Black Canyon National Park.
The Marbella Estate is a one-of-a-kind opportunity to purchase a luxury home and 33 acres within the stunning Black Canyon National Park in western Colorado. The home offers 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms and 3,039 square feet of richly appointed finishes chosen carefully to frame the incredible views and setting. A large master suite and master bath will take your breath away, and the gourmet chef's kitchen features Wolf and Viking appliances. The spacious back patio offers a built-in Lynx 52-inch grill, an outdoor fire pit area, and a large gunite poured spa. Here you will find hands down the most incredible views of the Black Canyon. Only a few properties in America can claim the designation of being within a national park, making this offering truly once in a lifetime.
Now let's head to Rio Arriba County, New Mexico to check out a property agent Greg Little has listed, Mundy Ranch.
The Mundy Ranch, sitting 10 minutes south of Chama, New Mexico, consists of roughly 2,874 deeded acres. The ranch is a versatile game mecca with excellent water and unbelievable views. With elevation ranging from 7,500 to 9,000 feet, the vegetation varies from Gamble's oak and ponderosas to subalpine. There are stock ponds for fishing as well as roughly 2 miles of Chavez Creek. Being home to the record Mundy buck, the ranch qualifies for unlimited landowner deer tags and around 10 elk tags with bulls regularly going over 300 inches and bucks in the 180 to 200 inch range being common. There's a solar-powered cabin perfect for hunting season, and the roads throughout the ranch create excellent access.
And finally, we're in Daggett County, Utah to check out a property agent Lonnie Gustin has listed, Burnt Fork Ranch.
My name is Lonnie Gustin. I'm with Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. We are on the Burnt Fork Ranch. It doesn't happen very often that you're on a ranch that's been in the family for over a century, so it's a real honor for us to be here today. I can't imagine a ranch that has more recreational attributes than this one, honestly, because the High Uinta Mountain Range has several different basins you can go into. There is lakes all over. Just down the road, you can be at the Flaming Gorge Reservoir. The ranch is well diverse. It's got open high sage country, along with a lot of aspen pockets, great mule deer and elk hunting. There's about around 100 acres of irrigated hay meadow from a couple of sources. The top of the hay meadows is fed from the Burnt Fork, and then the lower country is fed from Birch Creek. So really old, late 1800 water rights. The ranch also has a small forest allotment for grazing and also has a small state grazing allotment as well. The other thing of it is it's hard to find a ranch with a high alpine feel that has year-round access and power to it. This one does. You know, the property doesn't sell up here very often. It's been in these families for, generations, centuries, and it's so I mean that's another reason why this one is so special, just because it's a real rarity for it to come available.
For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com. Your work is your ethic. Your handshake is your bond. Your word will outlive you. There's only so much you can leave behind in this life. Make your land your legacy. Landowners nationwide trust Western Heritage with their land enhancement and development. No matter what the project is, Western Heritage will make sure your future is in good hands. Your own. Resting in northeast Wyoming lies a cattle ranch that has hit the market for the first time in generations. The Old Sundance Road Ranch offers 15,534 deeded acres located just a few miles west of Sundance in the shadows of the beautiful Black Hills region. This classic Western ranch provides owners with historic improvements including 3 farmhouses, barns, and cattle ranch buildings with excellent haying and grazing opportunities. Inyan-Cara Creek runs through the property and offers excellent water for livestock and wildlife alike. The property is well fenced and cross-fenced and has facilities for working cattle on site. Old Sundance offers excellent hunting for elk, both mule deer and white-tailed deer, turkeys, and small game. In addition, just 5 miles away lies Keyhole Reservoir that's known for amazing fishing and recreational opportunities. With great location, active cattle management, recreational opportunities, and beautiful views of ponderosa pine-covered hills, this multi-use ranch is second to none and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. For a private tour of Old Sundance Road Ranch, contact Dax Hayden or Bill Vasick today or visit HaydenOutdoors.com. This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Lending. We find the best loan for your land.
Now let's head to Fremont County, Colorado to check out a property agent Twyla Giroux has listed, Highland Vallis Ranch.
So Bud, one of the coolest things about this property and this whole ranch is the location.
Yeah, it's amazing. Just being an hour away from Colorado Springs, so it's a very easy trip right up the mountain up here. Beautiful drive in, and fantastic county road, paved county road that comes right up and right through the middle of the ranch.
Year-round maintenance.
So you have great access to all the time. So the location of the ranch is just amazing.
You've got a total of about 4,277 plus acres deeded and about 4,000 that are BLM lease.
Yeah, the BLM, and we've got one private lease, and together the ranch is about 9,000 acres.
Okay.
And then of the deeded lands, part of it is in a conservation easement.
So it'll never be touched, it'll always stay pristine.
Right, and it's great for agriculture.
And about 700 or 800 acres, just a little bit short of 800 acres, is not in an easement.
It's not in an easement, so that there's some fantastic places to build the house of your dreams on it. There's ample water down along the creek for it. You just have an amazing hideaway, amazing ranch.
What'd you think when you first saw this?
It was just majestic. First thing that came to mind was a huge, big, beautiful cathedral, Cathedral Canyon.
Oh.
So it's just a truly one in a million spot, and you're only an hour from Colorado Springs. The wildlife is amazing. From the bottom up, the foundations of the rocks and the soils through the wildlife.
And the potential, the creeks and the water combined with the soil. What'd you say? You had it tested,
right?
12.5% protein to 14.5%?
Right. So down in the creek bottoms where you get a little bit more moisture, it's a little bit less protein. It's about 12.5%. And on these great large meadows that you have in here, it's about 14.5% protein.
Right. Well, Bud, this is one of the pretty places on the ranch. There's a lot of pretty places on the ranch, but we've got running water here, the stone wall behind us. What do you
one of the more interesting things about the creek through here is that the subsoils are very, very gravelly. So whenever you see the water running through here on top, there's a lot more water underneath. There's a lot of subterranean water, and that's what I really liked about it. Initially was there's a lot more water here than what you initially see. It's here all the time, which makes for, basically a natural irrigation system all the way through the middle of the ranch. When I first came up here to look at this ranch, based on my 30 years of geology and 50 years of being on a ranch, clued me in that this was probably one of the better ranches in the United States at that time that was for sale. So once I came up here, all I did was check off the boxes to make sure that the ranch did have what I thought it had, and it had more. It had everything I hoped for plus more. The beauty, the diversity, but again, it's the foundation of the ranch. It's the rocks, it's the soil, it's the grasses. That's the main thing. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yes, it has the diversity, but you really want those foundations.
Rock, soil, water.
Exactly. So I think it's a good ranch, and anybody interested in it would be very happy with it. I really think so.
For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com. Introducing Hayden Outdoors Mercantile. Get your own Hayden Outdoors branded gear for your life outdoors and more. Offering a variety of branded gear and apparel, from finely crafted clothing, handmade leather accessories, field bags, knives, hats, and more from popular brands like Orvis, Otterbox, Hook, Cool, and Filson. So go to HaydenOutdoors.com, pick up your collection of Hayden gear, and join the stampede. Hayden Outdoors Mercantile. Ride for the brand.
It's what we've been waiting for all year. All the preparation. The early mornings and late nights. Hot, cold, wet or windy. Mother Nature isn't doing anyone any favors. From the piney woods of the south to the old-growth hardwoods of the east, through the ocean of Midwestern prairies and down deep into the marsh, you simply won't find more effective hunting camo. Gear for hunters, by hunters. Gear that works just as hard as those wearing it. Learn more about the world's best-selling camo at truetimber.com.
Goodland, Kansas, 1976 is where it all began for Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. Over 200 brokers and agents from coast to coast. We're still going strong. If you want to sell your farm, ranch, hunting property, needing a land valuation, or in the position to purchase your next property, give our team a call at 866-741-8323. That's 866-741-8323. Or visit HaydenOutdoors.com. Hayden Outdoors is the brand that sells the land. For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com.
Let's go. Line them up.
Whoop. Whoop. All right, y'all ready? That was good rise, good rise. Here you go, Doc.
Thank you, sir. What we have here is a northern bob white, male. This is the primaries and secondaries, primary coverts. That little white tag right there, little white dot, indicates that this bird was born this year, last breeding season.
So
2022.
if this was an older bird, these white dots would be gone.
It would just leave solid gray and rounded and a few other signals. But yeah, unbanded, no tag. So this bird, we have no record of. He's just a bird on our property. He's never been caught before, and he wasn't a chick we caught. If we catch a chick, we put a little tag. Mike puts a little tag right there, and so we know we can track them back to the same nest. And later when you recapture them, you get an estimate of the little guys survived.
Gotcha.
A few key points to benefiting quail on your property. The first one is it always starts with habitat. If you don't have the habitat, you will never have the quail. If you have exotic grasses, converting those. If you have too much timber, thinning those. If you don't have a burning program, start learning about prescribed fire and get a frequent burning program. Understand how all that works.
So when we talk about supplemental feeding, this is our supplemental feed trail. So we'll have 60, 70 miles of that winding through the property. And if you look on the ground, you don't see any corn or bait or anything. It's very lightly spread. The idea being is the coveys can find it wherever they want to be. It's an energy resource, reliable year-round. It actually gives the birds unlimited possibilities to be where they want to be. It helps their survival rate. What you got, buddy? Could be a covey here.
There you go. Good shot, good shot.
You know, it was incredible seeing the size of the coveys that we were flushing. And honestly, I was a little mesmerized seeing that many birds getting up, and I was having a hard time just picking one out. I couldn't pick out one to shoot.
Yeah, you almost just try not to look at all the wad, just kind of catch an edge bird.
But then you miss so much.
That's true. So this bird was tracked, this covey that you just shot into was tracked yesterday at 3 o'clock. So nearly 24 hours apart. And they were up just 120 feet
From right
where
there.
they were yesterday at this time.
I'll be darned.
So it's like from here to that burnt pine right there.
Yeah, probably just down the hill.
Yeah, 30 yards. It was fascinating seeing the level of research Tall Timbers is putting into studying the effects that various management techniques have on quail populations.
Get around that tree, Adam. Yeah, get around that tree where it doesn't block you. Good shot. Good shot. You get the second one, I'll get the first one.
Good double. Congratulations.
Well, I had to make up for my early.
Well, we both did a little better than the last couple.
Yeah. Well, it was 4 or 5 birds. It wasn't 25 or 30.
Yeah, you know? It does help. And the sun was at our back.
Isn't that cool? Pair of hens. Okay. And we got that being an older bird.
Yep. Adult.
Adult.
And that makes sense because their band is 22.
And then there's your juvenile.
Juvenile. And I got a male juvenile. So we got
that band is 23 and that band is 22. So this is last year's banding project.
That's exactly right. So that bird's at least 1.5 years old.
That's cool.
And you see right here is a telltale sign of a bird hunter. A little blood on his hand from the briars.
As far as Tall Timbers overall, our goals organizationally are saying, what can we do as an organization to help bring more people into wild quail hunting and expand populations of wild quail? Our strategic plan we passed a few years ago is really focused on trying to find ways to help states elsewhere, landowners in those states and public lands, to establish and maintain relatively high densities of bobwhite to provide that hunting access for more and more people.
And what an exceptional hunt. Dog work was phenomenal. Both of them did a great job, and that was a special treat. There were some big coveys, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any idea how big some of them were? Could you tell? I mean, you were back kind of looking.
Yeah, kind of trying to look. A lot of them were 15 plus.
Yeah.
So
bigger size. What did the data show when we got back? Did we get all the coveys? Did we miss some?
So we did not miss any of the radio coveys I had. We went 4 for 4. Some of the coveys were, running or flushing about 700 feet before we shot into them, but went 4 for 4.
Yep. And then found a couple that you didn't even know about, correct?
Yeah, found a couple unmarked, and it's hard to say if I had caught them before, but they just didn't have radios, so I wasn't necessarily expecting them.
Yeah, it's just that real-time data that you're able to provide. You can learn so much on it. Dr. Palmer.
Oh, enjoyed it very much. Great shooting. That was fun. Nice double.
Yeah. Well,
that was awesome.
Well, no, you must not have been watching the same shooting.
We tuned up. We're all tuned up.
He did. He redeemed himself, didn't he?
Glass half full.
Big thanks to Bill and all the folks at Tall Timber for having us out and sharing their knowledge. And if you're a landowner wanting to know more about how to better manage for quail and all the other species that benefit as well, be sure to check out Tall Timbers for their research and different programs and consultations they offer. And if you have a story you'd like featured on Life on the Land, be sure to let us know, because it's genuine folks all across this country that make this such a special place to buy up some ground and live life on the land.
For more information on any of our great properties for sale, please call 866-741-8323 or visit us online at HaydenOutdoors.com.